Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Now for today's video, we're going to be discussing a dinosaur that wasn't on InGen's official list. In Jurassic Park 3, we were introduced to a few unique species that were illegally cloned on Isla Sorna after the events of the Lost World. And the most popular of those dinos happens to be the subject of today's video. This carnivore's left a pretty iconic mark on the franchise due to its controversial battle with the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And the usage of this animal in that third Jurassic movie is really what catapulted it into pop culture. This is one of the most unique and deadly predators of the Cretaceous period, the animal paleontologists have named the spine lizard. Spinosaurus was a member of the Spinosauridae family and was discovered in Egypt back in 1912. The animal wouldn't be named and described until 3 years later though, when German paleontologist Ernst Stromer assigned it a new genus and species. These original fossils that were uncovered of Spinosaurus would unfortunately not be around for scientists to study for much longer, because on the fateful night of April 24th of 1944, the British bombing raid on Munich would severely damage the museum in which these bones were housed. And that World War II bombing would destroy the world's first discovered Spinosaur remains. Luckily for us, new Spinosaur fossils have been discovered over the last several years, and this has led to a good bit of research being done on the animal for us to discuss. Now, the most noteworthy attribute of the Spinosaurus has to be the sail on its back for which the animal is named. These tall neural spines that protrude from the creature's vertebrae were uniquely different from the much thinner rods that we've seen in creatures like the Dimetrodon from millions of years past. Some paleontologists have even suggested that they could have acted as the basis for more of a hump instead of a sail when the animal was alive. But most reconstructions of the animal feature the basic spiny sail shape instead of this alleged hump. Now, of course, the crocodilian skull of the Spinosaurus has a lot more in common with other dinosaurs like the Baryonyx and Suchomimus than it does something like, say, a T-Rex. This long, narrow snout was filled with straight, conical teeth that lacked any sort of serrations. The tip of the Spino's mouth was also expanded, and a little crest sat comfortably in front of the dinosaur's eyes. We now know that Spinosaurus used this unique skull structure to assist in eating its favorite food, fish. It should be noted, though, that most scientists believe that the animal did indeed hunt prey on land as well as in bodies of water. The fish-eating theory has led to some speculation about the animal's sail being used to help it swim, although others have suggested that it could have also been used for things like thermoregulation or simply display. Possibly, the most controversial discussion that this animal has been in recently is actually the reconstruction of its posture and description in a 2014 research paper. This is when the animal was popularly described as being a quadruped that was poorly adapted for walking predominantly on its hind legs. Much of this assumption was due to the belief that the legs of the dinosaur were far shorter than what was previously known, which ultimately led to the dinosaur's center of mass being relocated. This radical change in the animal's design was met with fierce criticism in the paleontological community, mainly due to the fact that the way in which the researchers found the center of mass to be different was actually by scaling up several different sized individuals' fossils. More recently, in 2018, a new analysis found that the Spino's center of mass was actually closer to the hips than what had recently been speculated, which could allow the Spinosaurus to stand upright and even provide it with decent bipedal locomotion like other theropods. In my honest opinion, this whole debate raging in the paleontological community about Spinosaurus is one of the reasons that I found modern paleontology and how it's presented to the public to be absolutely ridiculous. I'll save any sort of ranting about that for another video, but in short, Spinosaurus is a morphologically interesting and incredibly large spinosaurid theropod with bipedal relatives and ancestors. Its locomotion affinities are controversial, but it had short, stumpy legs, which a team of paleontologists interpreted as being truly semi-aquatic and quadrupedal. But this hypothesis has been pushed back on somewhat in favor of more conservative interpretations where Spinosaurus lacked a true semi-aquatic lifestyle and maintained elements of bipedalism like its smaller relatives. Now, Spinosaurus was factually one of the largest carnivorous dinosaurs that ever lived, with estimates in its size having ranged from 41 feet long all the way to 52 or even 59 feet. The most recent estimations in the animal's weight suggest that that it could have come in at around 7.1 to 8.3 short tons. Unfortunately, around 93 million years ago, the animal would fall into extinction. But after extracting what they could, InGen scientists would begin to fill in its genetic code with other sources of DNA, and successfully create their very own genetically engineered Spinosaur. Jurassic Park Spinosaurus was illegally cloned on Isla Sorna in 1999. This animal was not on InGen's official list of cloned dinosaurs, and it took part in what is only known as the cryptic amalgam testing that was believed to be early research and development for the second iteration of the Jurassic Park project. Other information surrounding the Spinosaur's creation has suggested that it may in fact have had its genes spliced together with other animals during an attempt that Dr. Wu made in order to replicate feathers in JP dinosaurs. The only individual that we have seen so far in the film series is the creature from Jurassic Park 3. This animal stood over 19 feet tall at the top of its sail and was over 43 feet in length. Its body featured a collection of grays and dull reds, as well as some bluish hues along its back. Its wrists were pronated like many of the other InGen theropods, but due to the fact that the Spinosaurus was made for JP3 in 2001, before many of the new research on the animal was done, it of course does not walk on all fours or even possess the crest that should sit on top of its head. For its time, however, it is relatively similar to what many people thought of the animal back then, except for the heavily criticized power that the dinosaur possessed in its fight with the T-Rex. This remarkable neck endurance and even strength of its own hand grip and bite have added fuel to the hybrid conversations that have been going on with the animal over the last 4 years. And honestly, there is a lot of evidence to suggest that this very well could be the case with the Jurassic Park 3 individual. However, no specific detail has come out directly and labeled it as such just yet. The last time we saw the Spinosaurus was on Site B in 2001. And even though the population of that island has been subject to many ecological problems over the last 20 years, we are uncertain on whether or not it still lives today. Hopefully we can get to see this dinosaur one more time in the upcoming Jurassic World movie. It was scheduled for use in Fallen Kingdom before the rematch with the Rex was replaced with the Carnotaurus and Sinoceratops fight on Isla Nublar. But with that being said, I'm pretty sure it could find its way into the next movie if enough people show their collected interest. So what do all of you guys think about this animal? What are your thoughts and opinions on the real-life Spinosaurus and its genetically created clone in the Jurassic Park series? I'm curious to hear which one you personally like more. Over the years, I've grown pretty fond of the one from JP3, although I'm pretty sure it didn't look much like that at all in real life. But hey, whatever your own thoughts and opinions happen to be, I'd love to hear them in the comments down below. Now before I go, I'd like to thank all of my game wardens, as well as all of my InGen executives. I'd also like to thank all of my park workers and InGen hunters as well. It really means the world to me that all of you guys enjoy what I do so much, and I'm extremely thankful to have all of your incredible support. Now I'd like to thank all of you for watching today's video and hope you all enjoyed the content. If you feel like I deserve it, I'd appreciate the like and hope that you'll consider subscribing if you're interested in hearing from me again. See you all in the next one, guys, and as always, take it easy.